just a recap on this Mustang. We ended up not going with the fuel pump in the gas tank for reasons of where it was took out of the computer. The computer wasn't regulating it, so we decided not to go that way. The engine builder who built the engine and put the guy that owned it put a carburetor on it, so we went with what he recommended as a fuel pump, which was we bought a Mallory fuel pump, 140 gallon per hour and 12 psi. We regulated it down with a air motive regulator. We run about 6 psi on it. It seemed to be doing pretty good. I'll put some videos of it running, but yeah, this is just kind of a recap on that. The owners done took the car, so I bet I got video of some of the running of it and stuff like that, so I'll show that. But we've started on another project. We're on our 73 Camaro now, and I'll be showing video of that and where I'm at with that. And maybe we'll kick off some more videos. We hope anyway. All right, I'm gonna throw some videos in here of the car running. Okay, we're having to cut this thing in pieces to get it off. So we're getting ready to cut this one section right here off. All right. Very dangerous tool right here. Be sure to wear plenty of safety wear. And I usually wear my sleeves, but I just have a little section to cut. But if I get into cutting something big, I got a lot of stuff on it. Okay, now we'll take I've already drilled most of the wedge loose. We're going to go see how much of it is loose. Okay, we'll have to do a little more cutting. Try to get the rest of that off. Then still got the whole bottom section we got to get loose, but I figured it was easier to get all that and get that out of the way. That way we can get to the bottom easier. We now have, we got the whole top part section of it off. Had to drill all the welds out, clean it back up. And I guess now we're getting ready to cut all this bottom out. All this out, all that over there. So I had put all this section in. Ended up finding toe pans for it, which they didn't make, but is more or less called a firewall lower section repair panel. I tried to put them in, I didn't like it, and then what was left of the firewall, it just kept eating out, so I ended up buying just a whole new firewall. So I'll go ahead and cut all this out and put the new firewall in, and we'll be back. Okay, we ended up with some frame problems on the passenger side and the driver's side. But it's not bad enough that we're going to put a complete frame under it. You know, the frame's in really good shape. Except for this section right here. This section on the other side like that. I just went ahead and cut it out. Actually I gotta put a piece in the inner down to here, square piece in there. Then I'll put another piece of metal, kind of look like this, that goes over that. I'll cut a piece of metal, that pattern, weld that back in. This side will be okay. And the other side, it's got some rust down here too, so on the bottom. So we'll fix the side, and see the inside looks pretty good over there. But the outside, it's kind of like this one was, but the bottom's bad too. So we'll fix all that. Go ahead to fix. I was getting ready to put the floor in. I've done got my firewall more or less kind of where I want it. I just need to set my floor in to make sure I got everything right and make sure my frame bolts are correct, lined up. And I'll set the floor in there and get it right. Then I'll mark everything, pull it all back out, and then everything's got to be primed and with bare metal primer, and I'll paint an epoxy primer over everything. And we're gonna do that before we start on all the quarters and stuff, but this frame's got to be fixed because I got to come in here on each side and kind of brace the frame up with these. I got the back braced with this, so like the front braced with that. But I'm gonna get these here straight and level before I put the floor in. I run across this frame problem, so I'm gonna have to fix it first. Okay, we'll let this go right here. Today we're on the driver's side. We got the passenger side fixed. Had to do some frame repair work. This inner part here had a hole in here. And, it was okay on the bottom, and on the other side it's good. So I made a patch, tucked it back, welded that. Now my other patch is going to come up over this and cover that, drop down, come around, back down. And I've got it's pretty bad all the way up through there. So I'll have to run a patch up through here. It's all good, just for some reason, and I guess where it laid in that bottom. Could be worse. I bet the car's been in a garage for over 11 years, so that stopped some of it, I guess. All right, let's get to grinding on this, and we'll be back. Okay, we've got the firewall in, and we've got everything, the old floor cut out. We don't have nothing cleaned up yet, but we're going to set the new floor in and find out where it needs to be. find out where the firewall needs to be. We'll screw it down a couple places so we'll know where it goes back. Then we'll take everything's come back out, the firewall will come back out, the floor, new floor will come back out, and we'll clean all this up. Everything cleaned up, get rid of all that black paint off of there, and clean the floor up, and all of it will be painted. Once all of it's painted, we can set it back in. We'll have our weld through primer on places it needs, it's going to be welded. Once all that's done, we'll set everything back in then and weld her up. All right, I'll come back after we get the floor set in and show you what that looks like. All right. Let's try to pick it. I'll let it slide. Now walk over here. Okay. Now can you grab that thing? Let's try this first. Drop this frame. Get on the side. Stay on the side. Move that hand over. Cut out that other piece. I've got to cut out that. Anyway, we'll probably take it back out. I might be able to. Okay, that was, we just put the floor in. Went through the windshield to get it drop in. We're gonna mark everything and see if we can do a little bit more cutting. Okay, I finally got my frame up here. It was down the road in storage. And I'm gonna blow it off, get it ready to start pulling this motor off, the transmission. All right, we got her up on jack stands. Got to pull the motor off of it and strip the frame down. We'll have it sandblasted or dipped, whatever they do, and powder coated all. This is going to the 73 Camaro. This is the original motor and transmission out of this car. So we will be keeping that, put it up. It ain't what's going back in, but we'll probably put LS back in at 6.0 or 5.3. Okay, well, we'll set it up, get this motor pulled out. All right, we got her coming off. We got her all loose. Making sure my mic's hooked up. We got her all loose and jacking her up off the frame now. We'll pull her out of there. That was power steering fluid. It is black. Okay, we gotta unhook the power steering lines. Forgot about those. All right, we got the motor out. Got it off the frame. Now we're stripping the whole front end out of it. Taking all the tie rods out, idler arms, steering box, A-arms, springs, everything coming off of it. Motor mounts. Take it and have it sandblasted and powder coated. Alrighty. We'll end this here. Come back when everything's clean. Okay, we do have the firewall in place, not welded yet. We got our floor in, but not welded yet. Just was waiting on this tool right here to do some measuring with to make sure I got everything in place. This is like a tram meter. It'll measure distances from bolt hole to bolt hole, so you'll kind of know where to put your stuff. Anyway, we've kind of quit on this for a day or two. Been trying to get this car here's motor together. This is where we're at with it right now. Waiting on the intake, deciding whether to put fuel injection or carburetor on it yet. But yeah, here's where we're at with that. But we're kind of going to sell this car, so we're trying to get as much together with it as we can. Kind of quit on this car here for a couple days. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now with everything. Kind of waiting on to get done with some stuff. We're gonna get back to trying to make some videos. We got this car, try to get out of the way. Want to put the floor and get the floor and firewall welded in, and I'm gonna push it back out of the way. I've got a 2014 Chevy truck I'm putting a lift on. It's gonna be after I get this out of the way though. So stay tuned. I'll be trying to get some of them videos up. All right, thanks. Don't be sure to subscribe and like. All right, thanks.